All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first March 2022 meeting of the Upstream Marketing or Contributor Comms team. As I think everybody knows, we are part of the Kubernetes community, which is part of the CNCF and Linux Foundation, and we have a code of conduct, which basically says that we should be excellent to each other, be respectful of speakers and your fellow participants, and we'll get going. Anyone new? No, I don't think so. Cool. So I think we can just go ahead and start jumping into items. I know that, Bob, you said you might not be able to be here the whole time, and I had something that I asked you to talk about. So shall we start there? You're muted.
Thank you. At least have my physical hardware mute button. It was the Twitter together thing. So after, like, I know there was someone pinged Jason, and he might be able to get to it, but it turns out that I know someone else involved in the Node.js community, and they were just going to basically stream adding the functionality that we need to it. Because they do live coding sessions like that, and they were going to add it.
That sounds awesome.
And then Allison poked someone else, and they already opened up a PR adding one feature. So I think we'll get everything that we want out of Twitter together here real soon.
That's great. Thank you, Bob, and Allison, who's not here.
And that's for asking Jason.
Yeah. And yeah, who asked Jason? I thought it was Avanesh or Prunchwar.
It was me.
There you go. One. Yes,
I
one of the people here did it. I promise.
Atharva, maybe some nickname. It would be easier to remember.
No, trust me, I'm terrible with names. So it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. Like, unless you have something unique, like Mr. Bobby Tables over here or Caslin, forget it. There's a 50-50 chance I'll remember your name when I see you in person.
I tend to remember people by their GitHub handles.
Same.
I have the same name, my name only on the GitHub handle.
Mine's the same too.
Yeah. Sadly, I have two common names as my name, so I have to have a hyphen.
You're muted, Kaz.
Yeah, Kaz.
Thank you. I was saying, I was noting that it should be done on a live stream. So if we wanted to watch them fix it, we could theoretically do that if we knew when it was happening.
Yeah, we could totally rally support around that. I feel
Yeah.
like
I can drop that info when I know it.
okay. Cool.
They said it'd probably take them about an hour to add all the features. So not bad.
So for everybody
I
who
like
actually
this.
wanted to learn about our automation and how it works, there would be a good chance.
Now, they
Yeah.
also have a deep understanding of the Twitter API. So it's just like there's no
double
learning
learn.
involved. They just know it and can just code it.
There's learning for
Nice.
us.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you find a coder that's like, "Oh, I'll help you." Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to mention was, and Paris was the impetus of this. So Paris asked for the annual report, like, what are we proud of? And it's like, we did all this stuff, but we're not tracking it that well, it feels like, right? Like, once it's done and it's out there, but we're not like actually keeping tabs of which blog posts are ours, which thing, like, we should have like a dashboard. I don't even care if it's just a Google Doc or a spreadsheet or something, but like some kind of dashboard that says we've tweeted so many times, we've put out so many blog posts, that kind of thing. And I can type that in if need be. But like, this should be something that like anyone in the community can go to and be like, this is what marketing's impact is. Does that make sense?
Yes. So recently we have started with this maintaining the project board.
So we had most of the work we do now in the project board, and the upcoming blog posts are also mentioned there. And some of the blog posts that we are working now are also part of what we have done last year isn't tracked. Much of it isn't tracked.
Yeah, like, yeah.
One thing too, at least as a you have the big wins header item in the doc that
Yeah, we
literally
just
could
go
just
back to
become a
that.
thing at the top of the doc that stays there instead of part of like each weekly meeting.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or you know,
Maybe.
take the roll up of some of the bigger wins and just slap them there at the top of the doc.
That's a good point. I think
That's a
that would
good
be
idea.
sufficient, to be honest with you. Like blog post published, big win, added at the top of the doc.
For now, at least. That sounds like a good way to start tracking it. And if we decide
Yeah,
that
and then
we
we
want
just
something else as we go.
Swap it out every year, done.
Yeah.
Commit it to some, text file in GitHub, like just for posterity, and be done.
Cool. I could take that on for now since I wanted to explore some PM type stuff in this group. I feel like that's a PME type thing. I'll sign that to myself. I'll look through stuff for this year and bubble it up and see if I can go through a lot of last year too. We should have all that right. Yep.
Yeah, we should.
Cool. Cool. I'll look into that for our next meeting. And Avinash had something in our updates and big wins.
Yeah, so I reached out to Nigel about the blog of community meeting, and he told that he has started working on it, but he wanted some examples on which he can take as a reference and then work on it. So if we have, we can just help him with it.
I wonder what would be good examples because have we done anything like this for the community meeting
Not in
before?
years.
We
The
could
only- I don't
find
think
some really,
we've
really old
ever
ones
done
maybe.
a blog post specifically about the community meeting, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
There is, but it's only in the meeting notes. It's the one I
Yeah.
see is 2016. So it's
Right.
We're asking him to do
Yes.
something new and exciting.
yeah. So this is very different from
So he can forge his own way if he so chooses. Like,
Well.
spin it around as an opportunity.
May have to. I don't know if any blogs that would be a good.
I mean, any of the k.dev blogs are like
That's
good for
true.
just style or whatever, right? Like, yeah, if he wants pointers, like send them my way. If he wants some like one-on-one stuff, maybe, because he is kind of forging his own path here. Be happy to
Chris
talk with him.
volunteers to help.
Actually, I'll just reach out to him right now.
Alrighty. Any other updates, big wins? Appreciate Chris that we're still here. That's exciting.
So the next part is like the Meta contributors blog series second PR is up in the KDEV website. So if anyone could approve that.
All right. So PR is up for next Meet Our Contributors APAC blog. Is that right?
Yes, it's for Australia and New Zealand region. And as soon as this PR gets merged, I will start in the kids for another PR.
Cool. And you can, if you want review on that, you can put the link in our notes.
Yeah, it's
Because-
already like I did put it in the Slack channel and it's
Okay.
reviewed. Ray suggested some of the changes. So, yeah, it's been there.
Thanks, Ray.
It's like, is it ready to ship?
Yeah.
Okay. Say when.
I'll grab that. I'll try to grab that link later.
I'll
Link
find
in
it.
Slack for now.
I'll find you.
That works. All right. Any other updates, big wins?
I just wanted to ask, we were on the meet of 18th Feb, we were having a discussion of creating a new role related to the community meeting. So I wanted to know a bit more about the role, what responsibilities that particular person has to go
I
through.
think we
So that
decided
I can
that.
just, yeah, I wasn't present. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That makes sense. Maybe I should go back to those notes and see what we were actually saying. But as I recall, I think we were saying that you had the most experience with that. So you might be the best person to define what would be in it. Anyone else have comments on our concept of creating a community meeting shepherd role? Are you talking, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Community meeting assistant, helper. Yeah, sounds great. Like, we just need to figure out the right terminology, I guess. And then, make sure whoever's doing it that quarter, like, isn't, or that month isn't like diametrically in different time zones, right? Like 12-hour
Yeah,
time
that's a good
differences
point.
are going to be hard, so it might be like a couple of people. It could be a small like team, tiger team to help out with community meetings type of stuff.
I'm going to add that to open action items, by the way. And what we need to do here, the action that we need to accomplish is to put some definition of this role into our GitHub repo, right?
Yeah.
So it's fairly flexible, Avinash, based on your experience so far with the community meeting and the things that we've been talking about. If you wanted to draft something up in like a PR, we could all then pile on and help you refine it if you'd like. Or is there, let's see. You could also reach out to one of us to help craft the initial PR if you want. I'm open to that.
Yeah, also loop in with Paris because she had some of the pointers that she did because she was the one who was trying to define the role regarding the mails that needs to be sent just before the meeting and all those things. So documenting that would help out. Basically, she was speaking like we need someone who would do all those things like communications part, like you did the Twitter part and the mails, and also assisting with the blog post, like looking end to end with the role. So yeah, just open, and I would suggest open and PR with that role, and add Paris and all of us so that we could add or suggest.
Responsibilities for this role include emails, Twitter, communicating with community meeting leaders.
And finding the host. Yeah, that's also a part. Each community meeting, each month.
Are we going to have to find the host or just like help make the
Yeah,
host do things?
That's
usually, I think from last meeting, what I saw is we usually ask if anyone is volunteering. So people usually volunteer for it.
I feel like that should be a responsibility of whoever's running the community meeting, like Laura is now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Laura's role is clearly defined in SIG ContribEx, right, Bob?
Technically it's not really a named role yet. We're sort of like in the process of making it a more official role. But yeah, it's essentially the community meeting facilitator, just trying to get like track down people for topics, find a host, and all that other sort of fun stuff.
So the one thing I don't want to do is have a lot of instructions on how to do the community meeting in a bunch of different places, right? Because that gets unwieldy very quickly. So if there's like, something we want to put in our repo about helping, we should have it linked into whatever, kind of thing we stand up, in ContribEx for that role.
Yeah, there is a playbook for running the community meeting already too.
Yeah, we should just say, hey, make sure you check in with contributor comms 2 weeks before or whatever, right?
Add a line item on there for that.
Yeah, like our part should basically focus on communicating the upstream team regarding it, because that's what also Paris suggested. Like it's the major part which we expertise, and that should be this role's basic responsibility.
What was the page that we needed to add this information to? The community meeting guidebook?
Yeah, there's a playbook. I actually think it's a
Playbook. That's the
Google
word.
Doc that describes the process, like for the organizers and everything.
If it's a Google Doc, I'm gonna have a hard time searching for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure it's linked from the community meeting notes.
That would make
Except
sense.
That would make total sense.
So it's probably not true. I hope it's there. Cool. So, oh, lovely. Thank you, Avinash, for finding a link for
I'm not
the,
sure if this is the link which Bob is talking about.
yeah, not the one we're talking about, but still a useful
Yeah.
one. Community meeting page in GitHub. Now in the notes. Cool. So yes, Avinash, are you comfortable taking on the writing up the initial rough draft PR, or do you feel like you need help?
I'll try. I'll do it.
We believe in you. You're welcome to get it wrong. We will always help you out.
Trying is the hardest part.
Yep. Half the battle.
Getting started. Yeah.
Indeed. Alrighty. So I skipped ahead and put that into open action items. I guess we should go back and talk about campaigns in progress.
Yes, I added a topic from the last meeting, this Michael Morales blog. Basically, we are waiting for Chris to come up. Is the one who drafted it.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
what?
yes. Sorry, this was one
Yes.
thing from last meeting that I should have told you about, but I completely
Whoops.
forgot about.
No, you're fine.
So basically, while checking the project board, I found a long line draft on someone's interview, and it's a good draft. And it has
That's
been
right.
Michelle
reviewed.
Nerali
Michelle's-
thing.
Yeah, that Bart
Yes.
did, and then kind of had to abandon. Yeah.
Yes.
Shit.
It's still there and it looks
It's
lovely.
still there. It's still ready for me to review, I bet too.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
reviewed it. You.
Oh,
added
I
some
already
submissions.
reviewed it. Okay.
Yes, you could check the link. I just posted the project card. It has a
Thank you.
blog post.
Okay, cool. Upstream. Let's see. Come on, open sesame.
For context for everyone else, this is something that we worked on quite some time ago.
March of last year. It's almost a year old. Yeah.
That's rough.
Jesus Christ.
Let's try and get it out this month.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't have the capacity to add another thing onto my plate at the moment.
They need help.
I need help. And I think there's only like 2 comments in this thing.
Cool.
What do you need help with? Is more reviews?
Yeah, just another review
Okay.
to make sure it's good to go, and then
I
get it
will take a
shipped.
look.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ray, you're a fantastic
I-
reviewer.
I would also probably just, give Michelle another ping and just be like, hey, has anything changed?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Here-
what.
here's what we've reviewed. Sorry, we kind of let this go to the wayside.
Yeah. Who should own that? Should I do it? Someone else want it? I can do it.
I mean, this is pretty high profile. And if you don't know Michelle, let me know. I can connect you.
That's true. If anyone wants to be connected to someone else in the community who is quite prominent, you have an opportunity here to meet them. Anyone want to meet Michelle and ping her about how our group has done a terrible job of shepherding this blog post?
And and you're the new person that's going to make it happen.
She's been involved in Kubernetes forever, so it's kind of like
Yeah,
she knows that
she's not surprised. Yeah, she won't
we
be.
still have open issues from 2015.
Jesus. Well,
That's how
I
it
mean,
works.
when you think about it, like there was
That
one
makes
bug
sense.
in MySQL was like bug number 2. It took like 15 years to fix because it was like such an underlying issue. You know, stuff happens.
I'll put myself down for that lovely fun job. Unless anyone else
Lovely
wants
fun job.
to
Nice.
to talk with Michelle. You can also join in. Don't have to be the only face. Okay. Thank you, Deborah, for putting the link in the chat. I was
Yes,
wondering
thank
if we should do that. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Deborah, for bringing that up and for helping to get us back on track and more organized.
One of these days.
We really appreciate it. Okay. Any other campaigns in progress? Stuff that folks were working on, especially, yeah, I guess this is specifically for like editorial stuff. It can be anything really. Oh yeah, we have our actual board that we actually use now. Should we walk through it?
I think
Take a
that's what
look at it?
Deborah did.
Yeah, we
last
can.
week.
I mean, like, should I show it on the screen
Yeah, might as well.
for people to see?
Is this for campaigns in progress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a very small window. Am I zoomed? I am zoomed. Reset. That's a little bit better. Might be too small for everybody, but
No,
oops.
I
That's good.
think this is the old board. Like
So we've got the
change
old
it
board
to
linked.
39.
This board is closed.
Change
Yes.
it. Change
Yeah,
it
it
to
does say that.
39. Yeah.
Okay.
Just make the
So I'll
41
update
39.
that link in the notes,
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
This one.
which was our whole problem before, was we had
Mhm.
multiple boards. Well, not our whole problem, but it was certainly part of it. Okay, that link has been updated in the notes. All righty. So in progress, we have the article. Article 1 from Meet Our Contributors.
Yeah, it's article 2 now. One
So
is
should we
done.
make this one done? Because that happened, right? And then make a new issue?
So it's like ever going, like we are now starting with the third blog, so let it be in progress. So
Yeah.
it reminds
Like,
us.
Use this as an umbrella issue for upcoming articles?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
but it's not
every
an
month
issue.
kind of.
It's just a card, right? Like that's the weird thing
Yes.
about project boards.
Oh yeah, that's
can-
weird. I didn't even
Yeah,
realize
you
that they could do
notice
that.
right? Like, yeah,
It
there's
can be notes
some
or
things are just
issues.
cards, and some things are actual issues. So just keep that in mind.
No problem leaving that then, I guess.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Bob?
I was just saying, like, some things can be notes on the board and some things will just be issues.
Mhm.
And then refining the way we communicate deprecations. This is, yeah.
That might be a rather large scope,
Yeah.
because that is not just contributor comms. That is
Everybody. SIG
project wide.
release, yeah, all the SIGs.
Should we have that on this board? And if we shouldn't, is there a way to not have it on this board?
Yeah, you should be able to click it, or click the three dots and remove it from the project.
Okay. Do we want to do that? Because this is larger scope than us. It is relevant to us, but it's not really a task that we are actively working on.
I
feel like-
probably would, or like
Mm,
mostly just know you want to know that it exists, and at a later
Yes.
date, contributor comms might get brought in for helping refine the scope of something.
Sounds good. And those types of tasks, I think, would belong on this board.
Yeah, because it is a breakdown of individual tasks and processes instead of just a larger discussion regarding, how we communicate.
Cool. So I'll remove this if there are no counter arguments. Okay. Should we hold this link somewhere though? I'll grab the link and put it in our notes at least so that we will mention that we talked about it. So if we ever have to find it again, we at least know that we talked about it.
Mhm. Like I'm just trying to go through the mechanics of it all, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Getting every SIG's input, that would be hard.
I've had to do it a few times. It is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, removed from the board. So now we only have 2 campaigns in progress. We do have a bunch of requests. Do we want to go through those right now, or do we want to continue going through our other meeting items for now?
I do actually have one request. I don't know if it's on the board or not.
Okay.
Annual reports.
Annual report stuff. I see mentorship. David, do you not have anything on annual reports in here?
I don't think so.
Because so now that we've sort of we're close to completing the collection phase of all the SIGs producing their annual reports. Steering is going to work on putting together a central report. And that is something we will definitely want to, market and surface more. Ideally, with a blog post, as well as tweets. So.
Okay. So annual report shepherding? Comms?
Comms, basically.
Yeah,
comms.
yeah, comms.
So if I add that, can I then add details to it, or do I add the details here?
You can edit it
Yeah,
later, but you can add the details in that note.
Okay. I'm just
Or
gonna do it like this.
like we could open up a contributor comms request to you in K community and link that issue there.
Sounds good. I'll go ahead and have this as a placeholder, at least for now.
Okay.
Actually using the board.
The time frame for that will probably be more toward like the end of month.
Yeah.
And where
I
did you
guess
say it was right now?
Paris,
Sorry.
so there's a issue presently open regarding this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Paris assigned me yesterday. I was just going to talk to her. Why she assigned me that? I don't understand that. I guess that's from the comms point of view now.
Because you do things.
If it is comms related, yeah, I would add that one on the board.
Yes, wait, let me just check. Oh no, it was like it's editor for annual report summary. She assigned me. This.
Okay. She probably wants someone from contributor comms to review, edit the report, which makes sense for our group.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. So I could link that issue here, or I could send it to the link.
Yeah.
Just let me put it in the chat.
I gotta drop. So
Okay. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining, Bob.
Yep.
Bye.
I didn't record what he said about what state it was in right now, though.
So it was end of March. Like it's also
Yeah, that we'll need to do things, but he also said something about like all of the SIGs having inputted their information into it or something.
Yes.
That's
So
okay.
basically, we will be just communicating about that blog, and also the help needed sections will be again tweeted out, which we did last year. So that's basically.
Of course. Yeah. Particularly on note.
Yeah, that's the issue regarding that.
Awesome. So I'll go ahead and add this for now. We can always edit it and replace it with an issue if we need to, and all that kind of stuff. And it's not really in progress yet, but we're keeping a close enough eye on it. Should we make it in progress, or should we leave it as requests until we start drafting up tweets and writing or shepherding blog? Opinions?
I think let it be in request for now. Maybe like I think by the end of March it will be in progress because we will be communicating.
Agreed. Cool. Oh, the security audit is in here. Ray.
Yep. I'm gonna work on that starting next week.
Next week. Cool. So we'll leave it in requests for now and move it to in progress when it's in progress.
And also on the last one, Deba, Paris also talked to SIG Docs about having an editor for it. So I don't know if this is about like finding an editor.
Yeah, it might be.
Because we do have some people that did volunteer. If there were no other people who volunteered, so we have backups, I guess. Let's just say that. So we have backups.
Backups for the backups.
Backups for the backups. So
that always helps. Basically in annual review. I think mostly Paris tagged me because of the comms part of the help wanted section, because we wanted to change that this time, because it was all Hayward, like people were just pasting whatever they wanted. I think for that portion.
So it goes. Such are drafts.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it's in progress, so we could move it in progress.
Which one? Evergreen
The,
blog post that I'm looking at? Or the
yes.
Yeah.
Below that, yeah.
This one, the writing a blog post for the community meeting. That is in progress for the current cycle.
Yes.
So we're gonna move it. And it's got Avinash on it already. So good. Mentorship.
So this one comes under the new role of mentorship coordinator, which I haven't started documenting it, but I will soon. But yeah, this was the proposal basically.
Did we decide that's part of our group, or is that part of something else?
Comms part is just
Okay.
our group, and rest comes under mentoring subproject.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense. So do you need to document the role in the mentoring subproject? And
Yes.
also in our
And this
reports,
is
or?
basically just reaching out through the Slack bot, which we talked about in 2 meetings back.
Cool.
You have access to that now, right? The Slack
Yeah.
bot. Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Progress.
Yeah, not everybody did. I wish there was a way we could sync our alias to that bot, but it doesn't look feasible
Hmm.
given the GitHub worry.
Technology.
Yeah.
So that's still in requests. We'll move it to in progress whenever you
Yeah,
like.
I think I haven't figured it about it. Let's just wait.
And the next one is the interview of the release team tech lead and also the emeritus lead about shadow rejections, which
Yes.
this should be soon, right? Yeah, it's April 30th when
yeah.
this releases. So, okay.
I had a note about notifying people about that. We need to come up with the language for that.
About
Yeah.
Survey.
Yeah. Like sorry, you didn't make it, but you can get started here immediately with contributing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And Ray
Also,
was
folks
saying-
from the release team are interested this time to contribute to the blog. It's like they had the same idea last release team meeting we discussed, and I just gave them that. I think that's why Grace messaged in the group, in the ContribEx channel regarding that.
Awesome. So that'll get moving soon. And by soon, I mean within the next couple of months.
Sorry, Ray was saying something. I just thought.
No, I'll just wanted to add a +1 on the language. Like, I don't know, like I don't like to use the word rejection, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, we're sorry you didn't get selected for
Yeah.
the shadow,
Yeah.
to be a shadow.
Sorry.
Here is what you can do in the meantime to be part
Exactly.
of Kubernetes. And
And if you'd still like to be a shadow, of course, you can always apply next cycle.
right. Like, I mean, it's, but hey, here's what you can do.
Yep.
We can point them to some of the getting started resources, because some people think like the way they get involved is in the release thing, and that's like not the best way to start in Kubernetes, in my opinion, right? Like diving right into releases. So yeah,
Um,
let me find whatever contributor. Yeah, the contributor guide thingy. We'll link to that on KDev.
I think someone told me in the past, we just want to be careful and say like, where we don't want to say that if you do this, it will guarantee you a spot.
No,
Kind of
like
thing.
we should
Yeah.
totally avoid that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't say anything like that, right? Like we all know we would prefer to have established contributors as shadows. This is a great way to contribute and become an established contributor, but we don't need to say that, right? Like we can leave that out.
yeah. It's implied.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, to an
Yeah.
extent.
Not for folks who don't know the community very well, but once you start
Mhm.
to get to know the community, it'll be apparent.
Mhm.
So we should encourage people to do that. Anything else?
Getting started. There it is. Okay.
The next one is Linux Foundation mentorship, cross posting of
post.
blog posts by mentees.
Yes, so that's a pretty long deadline.
Yeah,
like
that's
June.
going to be like in June. So
Yeah.
It exists though. Since this is our first time walking through this board. Shifting contribution to more async. What is this? Some
I don't
old
know.
thing that
It
we've had
was
around.
in the yes.
I don't know if this is an active kind of thing. I feel like we're, especially the last couple of years, we're pretty async.
So we can move it out.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything active needed here.
Yes. So
All right. That took over that tab, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll remove that one.
yes.
We'll probably lose that that page forever though. Maybe I'll save that in the notes later. I'll delete note because I don't think it's active. Deleted the right one, right? Yes.
Yeah.
SIG profiling
SIG
guide,
profile.
still a great idea.
We
that I'm
haven't
not
started
actively
yet.
working on. There's a few pieces. I always say this every time this comes up. There's a few pieces in our repo. It's just not all put together in a nice consumable way. So I will note that and see if I can start working on it this week. And if I can't, then I'll look at it next week. 8 ways to get started. What was that?
I think this is 8 ways to get started as a Kubernetes contributor was going to be a blog post, but it's not.
Yeah, no one's actively working on it. I don't think that we actively need more tasks to do. So, I mean, we can leave it, but we can also just get rid of it and do new things naturally.
Yes, we can remove it, I guess. It's not big deal.
Yes. If anyone ever wants to write stuff on becoming a contributor, your journey as a contributor, we encourage all of that. And we should probably document that more than we do.
You know what?
Granted,
That
we
should
did a
be
whole
on the
KubeCon keynote
first
on it.
freaking page of our repo, to be honest with you, right?
That's a
Like
good point.
right in your face. Bam. If you're a contributor and you want to write about your contributor journey, submit an issue. Done. You know? Right? Like pre-advertising. You found us. Congrats. Here's what you can do right now. You know?
Writing that into our notes.
Thank you. I'm having a muscle spasm, so that feels great.
There's an action item there to update our GitHub repo to explain that. promote the capability of our group.
Thank you.
If anyone wants that, they're welcome to take it on. Otherwise, we should probably look at it again next week. I don't know if I have time
Mhm.
to take that on, but okay, so I'm going to remove this one for now. Evergreen topic, community roundup. I don't know what that is, but sure. How to use X feature. That's just stuff that we have going on in our spreadsheet, right? SIG Spotlight, always a good topic. Internationalization of interview questions for non-English speakers. Opened by Chris Short.
Wait, what? Internationalization has always been an issue.
Yeah.
It's almost like we need an issue before this one to say, like, find people that can translate, right? Like,
Yeah. What are the
it's
interview
almost-
questions you're talking about?
That's a good question. Look in.
Let's look at the issue.
There's no, yeah. Is there a link in here anywhere?
I can put it in our chat.
I thought there was like a standard questions list we pulled from.
For like blog post interviews or something?
Mhm. For interview notes, yeah. Maybe. If not, just close it because
You reopened it in January.
I know, but like, look, I haven't done anything with it since January.
Yeah. And there's
mean,
no links to which interview questions you're talking about.
Awesome. So yeah, basically it's like, hey, we should build out a list of questions we ask everybody and internationalize it. I don't think that's going to happen very easily.
Or
Given the
urgently.
varying degree. Yeah, like, I don't know.
So
Like, I'm okay closing it because, like, clearly it's not going to happen.
cool.
Right? Like, if I haven't
Sounds good
touched
to
it
me.
since August, yeah, nothing.
So I guess I'll just leave it and you can close it and will
Yeah,
that make it go away?
Let's do that. Yeah, that'll make it go away.
Cool. Gates.dev services blog post write up. That's just carried over from the old one. I'm guessing this is just like we were just talking about advertising our capability to tell developer stories, contributor stories. That would be part of
Yeah.
this. Things that can go on Gates.dev.
Yeah, maybe.
We can just leave this one here and talk about it more later. We want to move on because we do have 10 minutes. Pernissoir, opinions on the internationalization thing. That does seem like it would be
Yes.
relevant for the APAC
Yeah.
blogs.
It would be relevant for really anything, but yeah, especially those.
I think we need people from that community to step up, like, the people who are speaking those to step up for this, because we can't create a questionnaire in Mandarin by all of us. Yeah, I got a lot of things also. I reached out to a lot of contributors and few of them were like, we aren't so good in English. So as I mentioned in the last meeting, like we were going to have a blog in both Mandarin as well as in English for China region because of this.
Okay, so you need some help finding folks for that. That is
also
an action item.
Thing is, these folks are good developers and like they are very much active contributors in the community, but like they understand English, they read English, but while speaking, it's a problem for them.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yes.
Cool. Good action item for us to keep in mind, though I don't know if we want to try to take action on it at this moment.
It's one of those back burner things, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's almost
Which,
like
that's okay.
it's a request. Do we need a backlog for the request? I don't know. The request can be the backlog. That's fine.
Yeah, I
but
figure request is kind of our backlog.
Okay, cool.
Note. Requests in our board is our backlog.
And we can,
It is now documented.
we did this for the SIG docs, Docker shim work, where we actually just put in parentheses, like backlog, in progress, reviewing, done, right? Like whatever
Yeah.
the, standard Kanban-y kind of language,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And we added a new item to our board. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing because I think we went over everything on the board. Everyone, the board exists and we can use it. So we put on that new item from Bob. Are there any other new items that came up in Slack that we need to note? I don't think I saw anything. Could be because I'm bad at watching. Oh, no. Oh, well, there was that ask from Paris about things that we're proud of, but I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'll skip that. We already went over open action item on the community, on documenting the community meeting role. I wonder if that should be tracked on the board.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, we should have, it'd be great if we could have like an auto generator thing, because just like first of the month, boom, new issue, new card, contributor meeting, promotion, that kind of thing.
Wonder if we could use GitHub Actions to do that.
GitHub Actions to create GitHub things. That makes sense.
Problem solving.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
We needed this open action items section of our meeting for a little bit there while our board situation was a mess. But now that our board situation is fixed, I'm going to remove it from our template. And we can just do it in campaigns in progress. I'm going to make that campaigns in progress / open action items. Cool. Improvements. Updates to work in progress. This is also on the same board, isn't it? Yes, this is the same board that we just went over. So this one could also be combined. Look at us changing our template. And this is a note from Atarva about the Twitter together thing. So I'll put that back where we talked about that, which was somewhere in here. Here. Thank you, Atarva, for reaching out to Jason on that. Again, very excited about that. So I'm also going to remove the improvements section of this because I don't know what that means, and it just links to the same board. That sound good?
If it's
Cool.
organization, it always sounds good.
And then we're down to working session items. We did it. We have 6 minutes left. We got to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm very excited about how this group is doing right now. Awesome. So is there anything else that we didn't cover so far today that folks want to talk about? Otherwise, we could go into working session, but we have 5 minutes, so we might as well just hang out and chat for 5 minutes or say our goodbyes, unless there's anything else.
My next meeting.
All right. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks for joining.
Bye, y'all. Take it easy.
Bye.